We ain't talking about me. We're talking about you. Because I ain't having it, bruh. No way. No how.
Ah, youngster.
Mom!
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Call for your mama. I see a scared little chocolate bitch.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. I am anti-war. I am anti-American interventionism. I am anti-America's foreign wars, which have been boondoggles and embarrassments and have been obvious economic disasters that have destroyed the country and have gotten people my age killed just to increase the stock portfolios of a couple globalists around Washington, D.C. with their Boeing, Raytheon, and Lockheed Martin stocks. I hate foreign wars, but there's probably one I'd sign on to. There's one foreign war that I'm probably in favor of. The foreign war of invading Canada. We should totally invade Canada, as Tucker Carlson says, and liberate that place. Canada is too precious of a resource. It's America's hat. We share the longest border in the world with Canada, and we should invade.
Why should we stand back and let our biggest trading partner, the country with which we share the longest border, and actually, I could just say a great country. I love Canada. I've always loved Canada because of its natural beauty. Why should we let it become Cuba? Like, why don't we liberate it? We're spending all this money to liberate Ukraine from the Russians. Why are we not sending an armed force north to liberate Canada from Trudeau? And I mean it.
Well, maybe we won't have to. Because it looks like Canada is about to liberate itself, which is always a wonderful thing to see. New polls show that Trudeau's Liberals will get to third place if the elections were held today. They have to hold elections soon. And that Pierre Poilievre, this is the leader of the Conservative Party in Canada, will get 223 seats. Trudeau would get 39 seats. Dude, okay, look at these polls. Latest Abacus poll mapped out. Conservatives get 200 seats, and Trudeau's party would be minus 121 seats. Look at this. This is what is called a bloodbath, but a blue bath. In Canada, the parties are switched. There's a red, it would be Trudeau, and blue would be Conservative. Okay? This is bananas. Pierre Poilievre is the Conservative who has the highest ever lead over Justin Trudeau right now, according to new polls. He is absolutely and totally dominant. Justin Trudeau's party is desperately trying to cling to power, trying to hold off the election, but the parliamentary system will break without Trudeau calling for an election. And maybe that's why he's calling to have Pierre Poilievre removed from Parliament. That's right. Liberal Speaker kicks Poilievre out of the House for calling Trudeau a wacko. That's right. Okay? So use the wrong language. You know, language police, right? Protest here in America, and you'll go to the gulag for 22 years. Wave at a little American flag, gulag, 22 years. Use the wrong language referring to Justin Trudeau and his radical policies as wacko or extremist, and they will literally kick you out of the House. When do we put an end to this wacko policy and this wacko prime minister, says conservative leader, who offered to replace the term with extremist instead? Speaker Gus Fergus removed Poilievre after finding out the compromise unsatisfactory. So he had the guy removed. We have the breaking footage here. You're not going to believe it. Check it out.
Speaker, it is a choice for him to implement extremist policies that have taken the lives of 2,500 British Columbians every single year. Since the NDP has asked him to reverse course on his and formerly their radical policy, 22 British Columbians have died of drug overdoses. But he continues to allow those drugs to kill the people in our hospitals and on our public transit. When will we put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko prime minister?
Okay, so I want to just pause here for a second. He's talking about like the slaughter. I mean, it's like hundreds, thousands of Canadians, tens of thousands who are killed, drug overdoses, open borders, just effectively very similar to America, right? Canada being a big crossing point to cross illegally into America. Canada immigration out of control, cost of living out of control, desperation, desolation, people turning to drugs. And Pierre Poilievre is saying, that's bad, but Canadians shouldn't be dying. Now listen to this.
No. There are a couple of things which are going on here today, which is not acceptable. And I ask all members, please, to keep themselves, to control themselves. I'm going to ask two things. One, I'm going to ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to withdraw that term, which is not considered parliamentary.
Mr. Speaker, I replace wacko with extremist. He is an
The Honourable Member to please. I'm going to ask the Leader of the Opposition once again to just withdraw that comment, please. And I'll invite the Honourable Member. I'm going to ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to please withdraw that comment and simply withdraw that comment.
Don't do it. Don't do
I'll
it.
replace it with radical leftist policy.
I am not asking to replace. I'm asking the Honourable Member to just simply withdraw.
Free speech in Canada.
Mr. Speaker, I replace the word wacko with extremist.
Politicians can't use language.
One last time.
In Canada?
To please withdraw that comment and simply withdraw that comment.
I simply withdraw and replace with the aforementioned adjective.
Mr. Poilievre, I have to name you for disregarding the authority of the chair. Pursuant to the authority granted to me by Standing Order 11, I order you to withdraw from the House and from any participation by video conference for the remainder of this day's sitting.
Oh, yeah. Listen to the crowd. Listen to everyone cheering. Listen to everyone cheering. Like, got a live shot of Justin Trudeau while that was happening. What the hell is going on? Oh my God. Live shot of Justin Trudeau while the Liberal House Speaker, the guy who makes the little rules up there in the parliamentary system, kicks out his political opponent. Isn't that amazing? Funny how that works. Donald Trump's getting gagged down here. Donald Trump is winning in every poll. Donald Trump's getting gagged here in America, and they're trying to put him in prison. They're gagging or stopping Pierre Poilievre from speaking freely on the House floor, and now they're kicking him out. Wow, I see some similarities. I see some. Do you see any, Justin? Do you? Is this why you have a scar on your head? Were you thinking too hard? Is it what was going on? What's going on here? Were you thinking too hard about this? The hell's going on with Justin Trudeau? Such a creep, such a freak. Justin Trudeau should be caring about things in Canada like this, right? Like the end of free speech. He's now Justin Trudeau is like trying to crack down on podcasts and free speech in Canada. Not going to work. Tucker Carlson talking about Justin Trudeau to a massive audience. I mean, look at the size of this audience. It's just massive here. Sports arenas filled. This is the audience for Tucker Carlson. Look at this. Look at this in Canada. You don't get this kind of crowd for hockey games. And maybe this is why Justin Trudeau uses Tucker Carlson as a punching bag in campaigns, because there's nothing wrong going on in Canada. Just nobody can afford to live. And Justin Trudeau is now targeting Tucker Carlson, right?
Yes, we do. The Canadian government and most of the parties in the House will continue to stand with him. But Pierre Poilievre and his Conservatives chose to vote against support for Ukraine, calling it a faraway foreign land to appease Putin apologists like Tucker Carlson and
Dicker Carlson. Really, who are you appeasing, Justin? Who's Justin appeasing? Justin Trudeau accused a Jewish member of parliament of being a Nazi, which is pretty fascinating. How'd this all happen? Let's see. Justin Trudeau accused the honk truckers of being Nazis as well. Well, that's curious, because Justin Trudeau is the one who stood up and literally led a round of applause for a Nazi. This guy's a Nazi. Guy literally fought the Russians with the Waffen SS. Justin Trudeau, such an embarrassment. You know, the guy had to resign. So the Speaker of the House had to resign after this. The guy that used to hold the chair. So that's why there's a new guy in there. Because they had to resign because everyone stood and applauded for the Nazi. Got it? Yeah. Sean Strickland's got it.
Sean, Neil Davidson from the Canadian Press. Welcome to Canada.
Oh, congratulations! Yeah, the Canadian Press, man. Were you a COVID bank account stealer too? Were you on board with that?
No.
Are you left wing or right wing? Were you a Trudeau? We got one of the commies with the press. We got to know where this man stands. Were you non-biased?
I think I'll ask the questions here.
Oh, he thinks he'll ask. Oh, we know. Maybe I should just pass on this motherfucker. He's gonna go back. He's gonna go back and give my bank account information to Trudeau.
Well, it's probably a good bank account.
Canada, you know you're the laughingstock of the world, right? You're the laughingstock of the world. So put this man in office. I'm not going to call him Canadian Trump, okay? But I'm saying that he's going to win in a landslide. You should put this man in office. Canada is in shambles. And again, I rarely am actually impressed by any politicians. I think most politicians are grotesque. I mean, we talk with politicians all day and night, literally. I think most politicians are not talented or skilled orators. You certainly don't get that with Joe Biden, Karine Jean-Pierre, and Kamala Harris down here. But this clip of Pierre Poilievre eating an apple and answering questions from a Lib reporter is better than Sean Strickland. It's amazing. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Protect this man at all costs. Call an election, you damn cowards. Otherwise, we'll invade.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type of ideological spectrum.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, I don't
really believe in that.
Okay, a lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but
like who?
I don't know who, but
well, you're the one who asked the question, so yeah. You must know somebody.
Okay, I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this question is, I mean, why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given not just the sort of ideological inclination in terms of taking the page out of Donald Trump's book, but
what are you
also
talking about? What page? What page? Can you give me a page? Give me the page. You keep saying
in terms of turning things quite dramatically in terms of Trudeau and the left wing and all of this. I mean, you make quite a it's quite a play that you make on it. So I'm
not sure. I don't know what your question is.
Then forget that. Why should Canadians trust you with their vote?
Common sense. Okay. Common sense for a change. We're going to make common sense common in this country. We don't have any common sense in the current government. The guy prints $600 billion, grows our money supply by 32% in 3 years. That's growing the money 8 times faster than the economy. No wonder we have the worst inflation in 4 decades. I'm going to cap spending, cut waste, so that we can balance the budget and bring down inflation and interest rates. You'll want to be able to pay your mortgage again? You want to be able to afford rent? Then you have to vote for Pierre Poilievre, because I'm the only one with a common sense plan that will bring back the buying power of your paycheck.